leftovers, or the DMV,
Number 97.
or house cleaning, or Chumba Casino always brings the fun. Play over 100 different games online for free from anywhere. You could redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. Live the Chumba life. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Live from multiple locations via Miracle of Skype, it's the LTN Hour. Let's talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailing. Co-host, Ed Kaluka. Featuring dangerous Dan Margetta. And Brian Schmidt. LTN is a caller-driven program, and your participation is encouraged by calling 414-421-7901. That's 414-421-7901. Now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
And welcome to the program. Glad you could join us. I hope you were among the very few people who tuned in to Peacock on Friday night to see the induction of our own Matt Kenseth into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. It was, you will be able to watch it if you haven't seen it already. You just got to go look for it on the internet. You will see it. I am joined by my three co-hosts, starting with Ed Kaluka of West Bend, Wisconsin. Morning, Eddie. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I caught parts of just like everybody else did. Bits and pieces here and there. I thought the stuff I saw with Matt was good.
Yeah, very good. And Dan Margetta of St. Francis, Wisconsin. Hi, Dano.
I watched it. I thought all three were good. I thought Kirk Shelman was great. Herschel McGriff was awesome, and Matt did a pretty good job. Just cool to see, Matt go in there just because you watch a Hall of Fame people and you see it, and it's like this is the first guy that went in that we kind of actually really kind of knew. We were there from the start. We were there. We saw the first wins at Slinger. We saw the first radio interview at the Milwaukee Mile when he was on the pole for that.
He was on with us for the first time, yeah.
That kind of stuff like that. We knew about, how when Kraft went away and they didn't have a sponsor and how close it was to falling apart. Then they won Rockingham. And so he knew that whole story all the way through it and took us along for the whole ride. So it was kind of cool to just be there to see him go in the Hall of Fame. And
you got that right completely. And, of course, Brian Schmidt of Ootsburg, USA. Hey.
Morning. Yeah, I watched it, too. I watched it yesterday morning, in fact. And I was blown away by how sharp Herschel McGriff is yet and how his memory was so good for being 95 years old. I mean, he's remembering stuff back in the 50s and 60s and how he grew up and his age and
50s and 60s. He talked about when he got his start in the 30s. Listen, if you haven't seen the videos from the NASCAR Hall of Fame induction, what you need to do is go to one of those like YouTube and just put in there NASCAR Hall of Fame, Matt Kenseth or Herschel McGriff. We recommend watching Herschel McGriff. He says, my speech is not going to be too long because most of the people I got to thank are dead.
He did say how Richard Childress promised him a car when he turns 100 years old and he can race to be the oldest. He is already the oldest, but he would be the first guy 100 years old to run a NASCAR sanctioned race. So I think he's going to be around a while yet, as God willing.
Yeah, he's boy. If it's the spirit, this guy has got a lot of piss and vinegar, no doubt about it. Well, so that's the main gist of what we wanted to start with because, that's a kind of a big deal. We don't have local guys going into the Hall of Fame very often, joining Alan Kulwicki, who, by the way, Matt Kenseth and Alan Kulwicki never raced against each other ever. Just thought we'd, remind people of that. But we are just thrilled to death that we've got ourselves a guest today that we've been trying to get for years. And finally, we got him at a time where A, he's not in church, B, he's not at a race, or C, putting headphones on, getting ready to have a camera stuffed in his face. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Larry McReynolds joins us from home. Larry, I'm glad we caught you out of church.
Well, I am glad we could finally pull all this together. The good thing about being Catholic, we have a lot of options of when we can go to Mass. And my wife and I went to 10 a.m. Mass here at our local Catholic church in Mooresville, North Carolina, and just got out. And believe it or not, I'm sitting in the car in the parking lot at Costco while she is in there, I'm sure, running up and down every aisle in there. So timing is perfect.
She doesn't have you to keep an eye on her.
I'm telling you, I'm sure the credit card will get a workout here in the next 30, 45 minutes.
Oh, that's hilarious. Larry, did you get a chance to watch the Hall of Fame?
You know what? I did not. We had something we attended Friday night, but I do plan on later on today at least going back and listening to the reception speeches by Herschel McGriff, Matt Kenseth, Kurt Shelmerdine. I even want to acknowledge, Mike Helton, longtime friend with NASCAR for many, many years, getting that Landmark Achievement Award, because I've got the radio show that I do on Sirius XM, Danielle Trotta and I, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. So I'll go back later on today and at least watch the speeches by those three Hall of Famers.
I did want to mention that show because I really think of all the different things you do, that is by far you shine on that radio show. I mean, it's you don't talk about. It seems like you're not under lock and key like you are sometimes when you're doing commentary for a NASCAR race. You are really able to expound on things. And, Larry, I have to admit, I thought you were a company man that just said the perfect politically correct NASCAR things until I heard that show. And I heard you talking about, if you'll remember, it wasn't that long ago, only about 2-3 years ago when Ryan Newman got hurt at Daytona. And when he came back, you were mad because he had given the first interview to some television show or something, and you were going off on the poor guy. He owes it to us to talk to us first, and and I thought, I can't believe it's the same Larry Mack that toes the political line when he's on television. That was awesome.
Well, there's a long list of reasons that I enjoy doing that radio show. Daniel Norwood, that group, our bosses, they encourage us to be fair, but to always be honest. And you can expand on things. Anything I do with Fox or FS1, whether it's the Race Hub show, on the pre-race show, post-race show, even during the broadcast, you've got to be pretty quick and concise. You got to get in, you got to get out. A lot of the things we do on Race Hub and Race Day, we maybe have 45 seconds to a minute that they allow us to reflect on something or comment on something. We're on the radio show, you just go with it, expand on it. To your point, the other reason I enjoy doing it, especially in the second half of the season once NBC takes over, and especially during the off season, I feel like it keeps me connected. We're talking to drivers and crew chiefs and owners and competition directors, and I've really enjoyed doing it. Danielle Trotta and I, we're coming up on our 4th anniversary here in about a week and a half of doing this on-track show. So it's been fun.
She's great too, and I want to take nothing away from her. She really knows her stuff, and the two of you make a hell of a combination, and it's a great fun to listen to you. Larry, I have to kind of, if I could, go back to where you got your start. I know you're an Alabama guy. I'll bet you're good friends with Eli Gold, aren't you?
I really am, and I've tried. Eli is fighting some sickness right now.
I heard that.
I haven't actually talked to him. I text him because I think he was having some issues with his voice as well. But I try to text him at least a couple of times a month. Sometimes he's a little slow responding, but that's not the reason I text him for a response. I just text him to let him know we're thinking about him and praying for his full recovery. But yeah, Eli Go, I think he's been the voice of Alabama football almost my entire life. And when you hear his voice, that it's a big event.
Yeah, and I, of course, along with our friend Tom Roberts, you're the only one I know that's from these parts amongst us Northerners. You're the only two Crimson Tide fans that we're aware of. So I know there's at least two of them.
Oh, there's a multitude of them. They're all over the country. I'll have an Alabama hat on or Alabama shirt on walking through the mall or a restaurant in North Carolina, and somebody will walk by and go Roll Tide. So they're all over the place.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to argue with that the record they've had. Listen, Larry, this will be a good time to for us to sneak away and do a break. But when we come back, I'd like to find out how you got your start in racing and the Alabama connection, if you don't mind. We're talking with the great Larry McReynolds. We'll be back right after these messages.
PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily, from premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Hey, race fans, Elkhart Lake's Road America Season Pass is now available at early bird pricing for a limited time. The Road America Season Pass makes a great gift for you or the racing fan on your gift list. This special personalized pass includes 50-plus days of racing, including the IndyCar, Superbikes, and more. Hurry and order your Season Pass today at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com or 1-800-365-RACE. Road America, your national park of speed.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs, all backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at wagnerautomotive.com.
The new episode of the Larrabee and LePay podcast is available now. Wayne and Matt talk Packer season wrap-up with Matt Schneidman of The Atlantic. Plus, the news keeps coming for Badger football recruiting, and Greg Gard's team is in the thick of the Big Ten. Catch the latest episodes of the Larrabee and LePay podcast, presented by UW Credit Union, with podcast sponsors Bachman Pools and Spas and Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Available now on iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Welcome back to LTN. We are very proud and excited to have Larry McReynolds joining us, sitting in his car in a parking lot while his wife is running up his charge card at a Costco in Mooresville, North Carolina. Boy, that's as romantic as it gets right there. Larry, you got your start in Alabama. Your name isn't exactly what they'd call the Alabama gang, I guess, but you certainly did race with those guys, maybe not the three that we think of, but on the short tracks of Alabama is where you got your start, correct?
Well, it was, but my original start is a pretty unique story. I came from no racing background whatsoever. I was an only child, but from the time I was maybe 9, 10, 11 years old, my grandfather, my mom's dad, and my aunt, my mom's sister, who was really probably more like a sister to me because she was the baby of the family. She was only 10 years older than I was. The three of us every Friday night from mid-April until Labor Day would walk about 10 or 15 minutes down the hill from their house to the local short track, which was called BIR, Birmingham International Raceway, every Friday night religiously. And then my aunt got married, and her husband was a race fan, so the four of us, every Friday night, here we go down to the racetrack.
Cool.
And my aunt was a little bit of a hot rodder, and I was probably a sophomore, maybe in high school, somewhere around 1975. They started a brand new division called a street stock hobby division. It was as stock of a race car as you could imagine, a one-page set of rules. You took the interior out, you took the windows out, you had a few roll bars you had to put in, You put the fuel tank up in the trunk, a little work on the engine, a little work on the hubs, boom, you had a race car. Well, the first night they started it.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
My aunt looked at her husband, which he was a mechanic, and said, I'd like to do that. Well, he kind of chuckled and said, well, tell you what, go out and find you some sponsors, and you know what, we'll build you a race car. Well, she called his bluff, I'm sure because of being a female in a predominantly male sport. She went out and rounded up more sponsors than we could almost put on the car. And so in their basement of their house, 1975, early 76, my racing career started. I didn't know a 3/4 inch wrench from a 3/4 inch bolt, but my uncle, I was the only help he had, so he had to make me work.
Oh my! You talk about starting at ground zero. You seem to be a pretty damn good study, though.
Well, I did, and you know, racing is like a disease. It gets in your bloodstream, and you know, she did not have a lot of success. And then I graduated from high school in 1977. And I started helping a local short track racer there, running, you know, late models. The owner was a guy by the name of Bobby Ray Jones. Eventually, Dave Mater III started driving for him. We won a bunch of big races. We actually won the 1978 Snowball Derby, and then Mike Alexander started driving for him, and we won a lot of races. And then I got the opportunity in September of 1980 to move to Greenville, South Carolina, to go to work for a brand new Cup team that was starting. And my mom and dad were not very high on this, as I was packing my U-Haul behind my 1971 Ford Pinto, I might add.
Oh, Lord.
They looked at me and said, this is the craziest thing we've ever seen. You'll be back in 6 months. You'll be broke and you'll be hungry. We're going to feed you, but we're not going to bail you out of debt. And as much as I respected my mom and dad, and as much as I suspected they probably were right, up the highway I went to Greenville, and I'd say here almost 43 years later, it's worked out pretty good.
I'd say that is a fantastic story. My God. All right. Well, our partners are itching to ask you a question or two here, and I certainly don't want to hog the mic from them. Ed, we still got about 3 minutes to go. Who wants to go first?
Let Brian go first. He's got something good.
Okay. Larry, up here in Wisconsin, our biggest claim to fame is Road America. And as you know, we were able to finally get a cup race a couple years ago and run it for 2 years. And unfortunately, it seemed to be snagged away from us with the move to the Chicago Street Race. Most of our listeners are big Road America fans that attend all the races there. I guess they want to get your thoughts on what NASCAR did there by, you know, not having any more racing at Road America and going to Chicago. And do you see them getting back to Road America with the Cup Series in the future?
Well, the good news, I think I'm right in saying, is it Xfinity or trucks? They're still going to be there in Road America. But, yeah, you know, the fans responded to the Cup Series coming to Road America the last 2 years. I mean, I don't know how many people was there. I don't even know how you count the people that were there. And I was a little surprised to see that move made. I'm excited about, for the first time in the 75-year history of NASCAR, that we're going to do something we've never done, that we are going to go to the downtown streets of Chicago and race on 4th of July. But it was kind of bittersweet seeing that race being pulled from Road America. Obviously, there are things that goes on behind closed doors that I'm not privy to on the business side of things. I don't know if that had something to do with it, but I don't think it's because fans were not showing up, because they certainly showed up both years that the Cup cars were there. But, you know, I think they've left the door open that there's, you know, if the opportunity comes back that we can go back there, that they've not closed the door, that's still a possibility down the road.
Yeah, we do get the Truck Series at the Milwaukee Mile, too. You saw that. That's kind of cool. We haven't had NASCAR racing at the Milwaukee Mile since, I think it was 2009 or 2010.
Yeah, I like the fact that we're migrating back to some short tracks with the truck series. I'm okay with doing Daytona in February on Friday night before the 500, but I just felt like when the truck series was at its peak was in the beginning, when it ran all these short tracks, and there were, you basically ran your butt off until a halftime break. You got an opportunity to change tires, make adjustments on the truck, and then you went back at it again. I like that we're migrating back toward Milwaukee. We went back to IRP or LRP or whatever it is they call it down there in Indianapolis. I like the fact we went back there last year. I like we're going back to some short tracks with the truck series.
We're talking with Larry McReynolds, who's taking a little time here on a Sunday morning to talk with us. We're going to do a little business here, Larry. We'd like to have you back for one more segment if we could, unless the wife's already run you out of the house and home there.
We will be happy to stay another segment, absolutely.
All right, Larry, sitting in his 71 Pinto, will be back with us right after these messages. Okay, got a different car.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit BonafideSafe.com.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
In a showdown between two of the game's best quarterbacks. Touchdown, Buffalo! Are you kidding me? The Buffalo Bills host the Cincinnati Bengals with an AFC Championship berth on the line.
Doing it for 3 today, all right? Let's go get one done. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Don't miss a second of the action.
You guys just keep being you.
Kickoff Sunday at 2 p.m. The home of the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57. 97.3 The Game.
Welcome back to LTN, the 39th season of the fastest hour in radio. Larry McReynolds is our special guest today, and we're very proud and happy that he's been so patient with us, sitting in his car, letting us go through a couple of breaks here. Our producer and co-host Dan Margetta has a question for you, Larry.
Yeah, Larry. Okay. Everybody knows you. Everybody knows you're working with drivers like Dale Earnhardt and Davey Allison. But I mean, you worked with a whole slew of drivers. From like Mark Martin, even Tim Richmond in the day. And do you think working with that diverse group of drivers helped you when you moved into TV? And when you got to TV, was it harder than you thought it was?
Yeah, I mean, I feel very, very blessed and fortunate of the drivers that I was able to work with throughout my 17, 18 years as a crew chief, and the owners that I got to work for. Kenny Bernstein, who gave me an opportunity to make me a full-time crew chief, in 1986 with the Quaker State 26 car, and then Robert Yates Racing going there. That was a game changer for me. That's what put me on the NASCAR map, and then finishing my Cup career out with Richard Childress. But there's no doubt, I think 18 years on top the pit box helped me with my transition to the broadcast booth. And I won't say it was harder than I expected. Just a very different situation. You really have to think hard, because once you say it, there is no taking it back. And trust me, when you say something wrong, there's about 500 or 600 people on Twitter just can't wait to just beat you up over something you said that was wrong. But it's hard to believe we will be beginning our 23rd season of NASCAR on Fox. I mean, I figured when they put me 6 feet under, the last thing I was going to say is 4 tires, next stop. I never saw myself not being a crew chief, but I know I feel a lot of people don't get to experience really enjoying one career, and I feel blessed and fortunate that I've been able to enjoy 2 completely different careers, but in the same sport.
Well, I'll tell you what, Larry, you know, my son Scott worked with you on a 26 car, and he always speak highly of you.
Well, I feel blessed and fortunate, again, the drivers, the owners, but most notably, so many of the crew members. You know, I feel like I was a good crew chief from a standpoint that I never asked anybody to do anything that I wouldn't do or to go anywhere I wouldn't go. Yeah, I was the crew chief. I was the one that had to take the heat for a bad call, but I just always looked at myself, no matter what race team I worked for, I was just another one of the guys.
And you got to bask in the glow of Dale Earnhardt's Daytona victory. That had to be, I'm not sure if that was your greatest moment, but boy, it sure had to rank right up there.
Well, it does. You know, obviously it was my second Daytona 500 win. I was fortunate enough to win it in 1992 with Davey Allison. That was very special. Obviously, knowing how much Dale and that 3 team wanted to win that 500. And as I tell people all the time, I just happened to be the lucky guy that was in place when he didn't run out of fuel, when he didn't cut a tire down on the last lap, when he didn't hit a seagull on the back straightaway. I just happened to be the lucky guy in place. And then, of course, the first win. You know, there's only one first win, and getting that win took me 8 years in the Cup Series to finally find victory lane. But with Ricky Rudd, 1988 up there at Watkins Glen, as hard as wins are to come by, trust me, they're all very special. I tell people all the time, yeah, I was fortunate enough to win 23 Cup races, but I started 470, so that means I lost 447 of them. So.
That means, now that I'm thinking about it, that means you were the crew chief on that green 26 car when Ricky Rudd was leading the first race ever at Phoenix, when all of a sudden we saw smoke trail in that car and Alan Kowicki went on to win his first race.
Well, certainly I was happy for Alan, but at that moment I was very dejected because not only were we leading, we had dominated that race. But that thing had started blowing up probably 100 laps before it truly did blow up. It was, I started seeing signs of puffs of smoke out the exhaust pipe probably with 7,500 laps to go, hoping it was going to make it to the end. But unfortunately, it came up about, I think it was just 20, 25 laps shy of it.
You remember that?
Hey, I remember a lot about the damn ones that got away. Trust me.
Well, that is just fantastic, Larry. This has really been a treat for us here to have you on. And, you know, as your schedule permits, we'd really like to have you back before this season's over, if you think that'd be possible.
Yeah, we might have to wait to the NBC part of the season because obviously every Sunday I'm pretty consumed with Fox and FS1, but we'll definitely put that on our calendar for sure.
Well, we sure appreciate having you, buddy.
Yeah, it's a real treat for us, and there's so much more we could get into with you, and you know, we're kind of restrained just a little bit by all of that. But again, it's been great having you take a little time and sitting in the parking lot. And if I were you, when my wife has got the credit card, I would go in and check on her pretty soon.
Well, I have a theory, and I don't think you're going to disagree. We're all married to the same woman. They just have different names.
Well, mine's a good cook because I'm fatter than hell. So,
well, I can't go down that road with Linda McReynolds on the cooking side. I tell people I hide her presents in the oven because I know she'll never ever find them.
Oh, wow. No wonder you've managed to not get fat like many of the rest of us. Oh, that's hilarious. Larry, thanks for being on. We appreciate it, and you better get yourself into that Costco.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
And now the weather. Expect partly cloudy skies with an excellent chance of maximum refunds. Wait, that can't be right.
Oh, but it is.
Who are you?
I'm April, and we could see refunds raining down all tax season with people switching to TaxAct.
TaxAct?
The tax filing software that makes it easy to file for less and get more.
New forecast. It's sunny days ahead for everyone using TaxAct.
Always happy to brighten your day.
TaxAct.
Switch to TaxAct today and start for free.
See TaxAct.com for details.
Well, I appreciate you guys and looking forward to the season. And you know I would be remiss if I didn't remind you it's only 28 days into the 2023 Daytona 500.
I knew you were going to say that.
Dan and I will be down there. Hopefully we run into you while we're down there, Larry. Dan and I will be down there attending it, so hopefully we can run into you.
Well, fantastic. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday.
Appreciate it, Larry. Larry Mack joining us for the first time in our 39 years on the radio. It's pretty cool that we finally tracked him down and we're able to do this. We're going to sneak away and do a break. We've got another guest waiting to talk when we come back. Hang in there.
Hey, race fans, Elkhart Lake's Road America Season Pass is now available at early bird pricing for a limited time. The Road America Season Pass makes a great gift for you or the racing fan on your gift list. This special personalized pass includes 50-plus days of racing, including the IndyCar, Superbikes, and more. Hurry and order your Season Pass today at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com or 1-800-365-RACE. Road America, your national park of speed.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
Defender, Birdie, going, touchdown Cowboys, San Francisco.
This Sunday,
every time that ball comes your way, make your play.
In a battle between two NFC powers.
Time for some football, baby.
Dak Prescott leads the Dallas Cowboys into San Francisco to face off with Brock Purdy and the 49ers. Kickoff at 5:30, right here on your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57.
This was a special one, fellas.
Well, we will jump right into this one. Welcome back. Glad you could join us here in our 39th season of LTN. Brian, we have a special guest that this is going to be good because I've been waiting to talk to John Everett for a while, the PR director at Road America, right on the cusp of a new season.
Good morning, John.
Morning, guys.
Hey, before we get into the 2023 season, we had some big news out of Road America yesterday. I see the SCCA National Championship runoffs are coming back in 2024 and 2025. That's pretty exciting, huh?
Yeah, we're super excited about that. You know, I mean, Road America has been home to the runoffs before, and the SCCA made some decisions to hit some other tracks, and we're really excited about it. Not only to have them come back. Last time they were here was 2020, and we kind of really didn't get a good swing at it because of COVID, but we offered that up to them, and not only did we get 24, but we got 25 as well. So we're real happy to have that come back. You know, SCCA and Road America are synonymous. They've been together ever since the first event, and also the June Sprints, which is the longest running event since 1956. So we're really cool. We got a lot of great cars, a lot of great classes, and a lot of great racing. It's always a wonderful event, plus the beautiful fall colors. So real happy to have them back in 24 and 25 with the SCCA National Championship runoffs.
Yes, that'll be fun. Those were a lot of fun the last couple of years. Looking at your 2023 schedule, this has got to be the most ambitious one we've had in many years. I think I counted 10 separate weekends, with Trans Am having their own weekend and the Xfinity Series having their own weekend, and the big one being the IndyCar weekend. I guess just go through the schedule a little bit and tell the fans why they should come out to every one of these.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, but there's going to be a lot of other features that, we're still going to be announcing as we move forward. So one of the cool things about Road America is there's always something going on track all weekend long. So a lot of people have been asking, hey, what's going on with the IndyCar weekend? Well, we've got Vintage Indy, which will be there as well, with some incredible cars dating all the way back through the history of IndyCar racing, and then a lot of cool parade laps with that. Plus, we're planning some extra series to be associated with the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Now, granted, we haven't announced that yet. There's still some talks going on, but it's going to be an action-packed schedule. So, naturally, we're bookending the season with the SVRA Vintage Festival weekend, May 19th through the 21st, and ending with Aaron's Art on Wheels weekend in September. Plus, you've got the WeatherTech International Challenge in mid-July. But everything from motorcycles to IndyCar to NASCAR to sports cars as well, with the IMSA Sports Car Weekend and Fanatec GT World Challenge in August. So pick your month, pick your races. Actually, pick a season pass. It's probably the most affordable entertainment option in Wisconsin, because you get 50-plus days of action, plus a lot of other track days and other club events that you can come and attend. But some really interesting insights. The Trans Am Speed Tour will be here July 7th through the 9th. So, get the camper loaded up with beer and come on out and really enjoy that as well, because the Trans Am cars are super fast. There's some great racing as well, and they've actually clocked some better times than the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Yep, and that's the one that I'm looking forward to this year, because they always ran it in conjunction with the NASCAR races, and I thought it was one of the better races of the weekend, and the cars look pretty cool, and I'm excited to see them have their own weekend and be there for a couple days and just see what kind of series they can bring in. I'm actually looking forward to that one in July.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's great weather at that time of the year, and it's really cool to sort of see that. Not quite sure if the Trans Am Speed Tour is going to be a standalone event as well. You might have some other series joining that too. So it really just depends on what your flavor is and what you want to see. It's always cool to just get a couple lawn chairs and sit under an easy up or a shade tree and watch some incredible racing. Doesn't matter what's on track. It's always a fun time at Road America. Plus, coming into 23, we got a brand new surface. Finished the repave in early November. So an all-new surface, you're going to see probably a lot of new track records and some incredible times as well with some of these guys. Got a lot of feedback from some initial tests on the base layer, and the guys all said, hey, man, it's as smooth as ever. We're really excited about it, and now it has a full off-season to cure with that asphalt. So once you get some test sessions coming on out in the spring, it's going to be pretty incredible. And I know a lot of IndyCar teams and IMSA teams and maybe even a couple NASCAR teams are chomping at the bit to get some first laps on the track and the new surface.
Yeah, I see it like through the S's or down through like the hurry downs. We saw them hustle through there at IndyCar wise, and they're on the edge there. When they got all kinds of grip there now, the new surface, they're going to fly through that section.
Yeah, I mean, and also you got some incredible drivers too coming over to the IndyCar series. Romain Grosjean, I believe, is coming back, as well as some other F1 guys. So it's when you watch these guys toss these cars around on the track, and especially a new surface, it's going to be exciting. Motorcycles as well. That's one of the series where they're always clicking off some incredible lap times. So you're really probably going to see a big difference at the Moto America Series weekend as well.
I see they also continued with what we've done the last 2 years during the Cup season, partnering with Plymouth Dirt Track Racing again to have the sprint car race the Thursday night before the Xfinity weekend this year. That's kind of a cool partnership that's been working the last couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, NASCAR fans and sprint car fans are one and the same, and we're super excited about that. It's going to be Thursday as opposed to Friday again this year. But it's always kind of fun to, get your tickets, get your campsite early. There's going to be a shuttle bus running from Gate 4 over to the Plymouth Dirt Track. So it's cool to sort of jump on that shuttle bus, go over there and watch the sprint car races on Thursday night, have some fun with family and friends, come on back and enjoy the NASCAR Xfinity weekend as well. So we're excited about that. It's always been popular. It's been close to selling out even over there. So that's always fun to sort of hear that news, how everybody's over there packing stands, and then they come on over to Road America for the weekend for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And also with the next gen car, with NASCAR, it's always fun to watch these guys do some beating and banging. There's a lot of real cool up-and-comers in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. NASCAR is making some incredible strides. So, don't sell it short. The NASCAR Xfinity Series is going to be a fun, exciting weekend as well. It's always a good ticket.
You bet. John Everett, you're probably the busiest PR guy in the country, and the reason for that is because Road America is about the busiest racetrack in the country. You got something going all the time. It got to keep you on your toes.
It certainly does, and what we really enjoy is we really enjoy the experience. We really enjoy the fans. I always like to tell people come for the experience and stay for the race, and it's always fun to see an action-packed weekend almost every single weekend all summer long. We get the off season and the snow to sort of rest up and get ready, but it's always a blast out there. It's one of the few racetracks where you can put your feet in green grass and watch some world-class racing and crack a beer and sit around with family and friends and actually watch history being made every single day. So not only am I busy, but I'm also very blessed, and we're extremely blessed for all of our fans and all of our friends as well with you guys here at Let's Talk NASCAR. So let's just get ready for a great 23 season and have a blast with that new track surface.
John, if people want to get that season pass, how can they get it?
Super easy, roadamerica.com. Not only can you grab your season pass, and we encourage people to do so, but check out what events you guys want to see, and also make sure to get your campsites and golf carts early. That's a great way to get around the facility and have a lot of fun with family and friends. Campsites are growing fast for all of these weekends. Again, don't sell it short. Start planning early and get ready for a summer full of fun. Plus, kids 16 and under get in free with a paying adult at the gate. So when you look at how much a carton of eggs or butter costs these days, even a gallon of gas, why not just come on out to Road America and bring the whole family?
It's a party, and there just happens to be a race going on at the same time. Fantastic. John Everett from Road America, thanks for being on, you busy guy, and we hope to talk to you again very soon.
Guys, thank you. Here's to warm weather and blue skies.
Amen, brother. Take care. We're going to sneak away and do a break, and we'll be back with some results.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358. Hey race fans, Elkhart Lake's Road America Season Pass is now available at early bird pricing for a limited time. The Road America Season Pass makes a great gift for you or the racing fan on your gift list. This special personalized pass includes 50-plus days of racing, including the IndyCar, Superbikes, and more. Hurry and order your Season Pass today at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com or 1-800-365-RACE. Road America, your national park of speed.
PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit PMFlandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Inflation. Compensation. Yeah. Listen here to win $1,000 to kick off your Money 23. Happening now.
Log on to thebig920.com.
Now the LTN Hour presents Dirt on the Dirt with Brian Schmidt.
Yes, the dirt track season continues. as, believe it or not, Speed Weeks 2023 has begun already. This is the earliest I think it has ever started. They're going to be running 5 consecutive weekends. They got started Thursday night, Barberville, Florida, Volusia Speedway Park for the World of Outlaw Case Construction Late Model Series kicked off their season. The 4th annual Sunshine Nationals, say that 5 times fast.
Yeah.
$8,000 to win in the Super Late Models. It was Devin Moran picking up the win. The World of Outlaws, we talked about this back in December about the amount, the money they're handing out and all their initiatives they're doing to get people there. They have currently 23 drivers signed up to run the entire season. Compare that, last year, only 8 people ran the whole season. We'll see if they continue. Big names like Bobby Pierce jumped on the tour. We'll see if it continues throughout the entire season, but this new initiative paying them, I think it's $2,300 a month as long as they run this tour, may keep these guys on the series all season long. So,
what do you think of the new lights there at Volusia?
Pretty cool. That place just keeps improving every year. Also Thursday night, Casa Grande, Arizona, the Central Arizona Speedway, the Ernie Mincy Early Thaw, $2,000 to win for the Super Late Models. Ricky Weiss was your winner. Billy Moyer was also there. He finished 3rd. Kenny Schrader was 6th in the mods. Preston Carr was your winner. And in the IMCA Stock Cars, Zach Madrid. They did it again Friday night in Casa Grande. The Ernie Mincy Early Thaw, $2,500 to win for the Super Late Models. Ricky Weiss was your winner. Billy Moyer 2nd. Kenny Schrader was 10th. The mods, Shane Sabrowski. And the IMCA Stock Cars was Zach Madrid. Todd, you were there on Friday night,
I was there on Friday night. Scott Hansen and I took the drive down and kind of hung out with Kenny Schrader and got to meet Billy Moyer. And Don Shaw was the promoter of the thing. He's a late model racer. In fact, didn't you tell me he raced at Vado the week before?
Yes, he did.
Leftovers. Or the DMV.
Number 97.
Or house cleaning. Or
Chumba Casino always brings the fun. Play over 100 different games online for free from anywhere. You could redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. Live the Chumba life. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
And now for our bonus round. It's the most stressful season of all. Name it, Dave, for 300 points.
What is winter?
Oh, come on. Correct answer. What is tax season? Sorry, Dave. Whoa, who are you?
I'm April from Tax Act, where we help you file for less and get more.
More for less?
Yep, so you can turn tax season into maximum refund season.
Well, there it is, folks. Tax season's a winner after all.
Switch to Tax Act today and start for free.
See taxact.com for details.
He went from that to promoting this thing on over the weekend at Casa Grande, and great time down there, no doubt about it, and good racing too.
Also Friday night, Barberville, Florida, night number 2 of the Sunshine Nationals. Another $8,000 to win. Devin Moran made it 2 in a row. Boy, look out. He's not even a regular on the World of Outlaw Tour. He's planning on running the Lucas Oil Series, but he was 2 for 2 to start the season. Last night was supposed to be the big $20,000 to win finale of the Sunshine Nationals, but it rained out, and there was actually a lot of rain fell down there, so they aren't able to reschedule it for today, so that event has been scratched. They did run another night at Central Arizona Speedway last night. Another $2,500 to win, and Bryson James was your winner last night. He beat Ricky Weiss, who finished 2nd. Billy Moyer was 4th. Kenny Schrader was 9th. In the modifieds, Jeremy Thornton was your winner, and the stock cars was Trent Ganger. I think they have the 4th race of that series for this week is today in Casa Grande. And then next week, the Lucas Oil Series kicks off at Golden Isles on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That'll be on Flow if you want to check them out.
I believe that this deal at Casa Grande is on the internet somewhere. I saw the cameras.
I believe it's part of the Speed Sport Network if you want to watch it.
Oh, okay. And pretty good race in there. Okay. Yeah, I have nothing in the world of asphalt racing except to say.
Well, there was one, Todd. Check your IM.
Oh, there was.
Yeah, they ran at Irwindale last night, the All-Star Challenge. It's $25,000 to win. Jacob Gomes was the winner. Some of the names that were there, Jacob Gomes won, John Moore 2nd, Jeremy Doss, Chris Davidson, Chris Eggleston, he was in that race. He finished. Jake Finch, Dylan Zampa. Zach Telford ran at Slinger for a while. So mostly West Coast guys.
I do remember that. That guy was from Idaho or something.
Bubba Pollard was there.
Oh, wow. Bubba was on the West Coast?
Yeah, he went out there. He didn't finish real well, though. He's down here in the lineup.
Well, I'm kind of excited because not only are we 2 weeks to the Busch Clash, but we are also 2 weeks to the Chili Willy 150 at Tucson Raceway, and Steve Apel is going to be coming out here to race. He posted pictures of his car. I don't know if you saw that. Oh, Lord, is that thing beautiful. And he's going to be out here 2 weeks to race, along with Brad Casso, too. So those two Wisconsin guys are going to be out, and we're going to the races to watch it.
And I believe next week is the what do they call it, down at Crisp? Isn't that the big speed fest, I believe, for is it the CRA series? I think they open up next week.
Where's that?
It's in, is it Opt, or is it Crisp Motorsports Park, I believe?
Oh, that's in Alabama?
Yeah.
Is it Alabama or Georgia?
Might be Georgia. Yeah.
Georgia. I got to look it up.
Crisp Motorsports Park, I think it's called. Well, that's pretty
But that'll be
stuff.
the first event of the new ASA deal, so we'll get the first look to see all the guys that are going to run. I believe that's part of either the CRA or the Southern Super Series, so it's their first race.
You can't run the whole year if you're not there for the first race. So we're going to get to see who might be the guys that are going to chase around for a championship and run the whole thing, It's a little bit like you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning, right? That old...
my God.
That same thing. I hope everyone got a chance to see Matt Kenseth's induction speech. If you have not, just go to YouTube. It's on there, or it's been posted on Facebook, I know, and it's worthwhile to see it. Not only Matt, but Herschel McGriff, who is 94. Is that what he said? 94 years
95.
old? 95.
And the guy that introduced him was 97.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome, isn't it? Kirk Shelmerdine went in. He was the head dog, wasn't he, Ed? When your sons were working over there at Childress.
Yeah, he was part of the Junkyard Dogs.
That's what I thought. And Mike Helton got an award from the Hall of Fame too, well deserved. For that guy really was. You talk about a spin doctor and a guy that had nothing to do but put out fires for his time. Mike Helton was as good as they got, and
it was cool to see Roy and Katie, at like that. And then how about John Close? He wrote that article back in Midwest Racing News back in 1988, 1989, and they put the article and they put it in the Hall of Fame, so it's in the case, and that's good for John. Yeah.
Oh, no doubt about it. Yeah, that was totally cool. So a big day. You know what? It's a big day for everybody that has followed Matt's career, and we all feel like we should toast each other here for watching him from the first days until here he is in the Hall of Fame. It's a pretty cool deal all the way around. The Daytona 500 sold out again. You guys have your tickets already, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. You're up in the top?
Yep, we're in the 300 level section.
Oh, man. What do they charge for those tickets?
I believe ours were $220 when you renew them, so you get a deal if you renew them right away. So we got the deal.
Wow. It used to be, if I remember right, they had 140,000 seats. I don't remember if that included those turn 2 seats on the back stretch over there where they had a big section. I think they took those out, so a sellout doesn't include.
Now I believe there's only 101,000 total seats. Only, he would say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, only 100,000 seats.
But it's beautiful. It's actually a stadium. You got big seats. You got escalators. I mean, Dan, if we had to climb all the way to the top of that, I don't know. That'd be a tall order.
It'd kill me, I'll guarantee you. We're going to take a break, come back. We got some more neat things from the world of NASCAR. Hang in there.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company in the heart of Wisconsin is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
Hey, race fans, Elkhart Lake's Road America Season Pass is now available at early bird pricing for a limited time. The Road America Season Pass makes a great gift for you or the racing fan on your gift list. This special personalized pass includes 50-plus days of racing, including the IndyCar, Superbikes, and more. Hurry and order your Season Pass today at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com or 1-800-365-RACE. Road America, your national park of speed.
In a showdown between two of the game's best quarterbacks.
Touchdown! Touchdown, Buffalo! Are you kidding me?
The Buffalo Bills host the Cincinnati Bengals with an AFC Championship berth on the line.
Doing it for 3 today. All right, let's go get one done. 1 on 3, 1 2 3.
Don't miss a second of the action.
You guys just keep being you.
Kickoff Sunday at 2 p.m. The home of the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57. 97.3 The Game.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, that Super Bowl is going to take place about 5 minutes from my place here in Phoenix. So that's, I'm not going to the game, hell no, but I'm going to go to some of the events surrounding the game. So that'll be pretty cool. Speaking of here in Phoenix, this week, it's going to be Tuesday and Wednesday. They're going to have a test over here at the track. And on Tuesday, it's going to be open to the public. So let's just say, for instance, that you're headed to Phoenix this week for the Barrett-Jackson auction, which if you've never been to the Barrett-Jackson auction, not to buy a car or sell a car, it is the greatest car show you will ever see in your life. If you're coming out here for that, you can go over to the Phoenix racetrack on Tuesday. It's going to be free admission to the general public to come in, and say you're going to see a handful of cars take laps. Is that a big deal? Well, what is kind of a big deal is you will be the first people to see Jimmy Johnson in the number 84 car. He's going to be part of the test, and that'll be his first time taking laps in the 84 car on Tuesday. So pretty cool stuff as far as I'm concerned. Kurt Busch is not clear to race even now. He was at the Hall of Fame. I don't know if you guys caught that, but man, oh man, he must be really battling it. This sounds worse than when Dale Jr. scrambled his head for a while there. It didn't take him this long to get over it, did it?
I don't think so, but it's worrisome for sure.
Man, crazy stuff, no doubt. Ed, I don't know if you how well you knew Scott Miller. He was the competition director at NASCAR. He got quote unquote reassigned this week, and Elton Sawyer, Mr. Patty Moise, is going to be the new competition director for NASCAR. Elton, he did not exactly have a notable career. He was more of a, at that time, Busch Series driver, right? Dan, if I'm remembering, he didn't have very many, if any, races in the Cup Series, did he?
Maybe a few, not much. I remember from the Busch Series back in those days. Then he became an official and has kind of been in that capacity for a while. So he'll be the guy that'll come on TV when things get, sticky or things get interesting. Someone's got to come out and face the media or face the public. He'll be the guy you'll be seeing now.
Isn't that something? It says something about a guy that, he did take laps. He does know what it's like to drive a race car. And now he's going to be the director of competition. That's kind of a big deal, I think, and a great step for him. Congratulations to Elton Sawyer. I wonder what they're going to do with Scott Miller. He's staying there. They're going to give him some other job. Some people thought he might have been involuntarily replaced. How's that? I don't know exactly what it was, but that's just a rumor anyway, and I'm not sure what he did to piss anybody off, but oh well, that's the way it goes. Do you remember the days, guys, when in NASCAR, to maintain your eligibility for Rookie of the Year, you were able to run up to 7 races the year before, so that the following year you would still be able to run for Rookie of the Year? Well, guess what? The guys that we have running for Rookie of the Year this year and that are now been eligible for Rookie of the Year, Noah Gragson and Ty Gibbs. Gibbs has, how many races did he end up in that car anyway? About 15?
Oh, yeah, it was all the playoffs, and it had to be at least 5 or 6 before the playoffs, correct?
Yeah, that's called EIRI by NASCAR to put him in.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a fact. Noah Gragson, too. He's spent many years. Dan, there's a pretty good reason why NASCAR does that, right?
Well, I think so, because I don't think you have rookies coming up to start their first year. A lot of guys are getting chances beforehand and getting some seat time before. And if you excluded those guys in the middle of the season when they came in, you'd probably have something like happened in 2010 when you had a guy like Kevin Conway won the Rookie of the Year, and he just pretty much starting parked all week.
You know, Dan, I don't know the answer to this question, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but do we even know who was Rookie of the Year last year in NASCAR?
Yeah.
Some guy. It's going to be a back marker, isn't it? A guy that just, instead of, we don't have starting parks anymore, we make you stay on the track all day.
Yeah, let's think. Who were the rookies last year?
Oh, for crying out loud.
I know, isn't that something you used to know that all? It used to be something you really followed and you knew, and now it's.
Oh, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that was Allen's. When he went to NASCAR, his goal the first year was to be Rookie of the Year, and he had to beat Michael Waltrip to do it.
Last year's Rookie of the Year won the Daytona 500.
Austin Cindric.
Okay. Well, in that case, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Good. And thank goodness.
But I had to look it up. I'll admit, I had to look it up.
Remember when Allen started? His competition was Kirk Bryant. Remember him?
Oh, my
and Michael
Lord.
Waltrip.
And did I make Kowicki mad? I told him I thought that Kirk Bryant was going to win Rookie of the Year instead of him. And he goes, why? And I said, well, he's in an established car, and he's got himself an experienced crew chief. There's something to be said for that. Yeah, well, just you wait and see. Well, I'll be darned. It wasn't the first time I was wrong about something like that.
Cindric beat out Harrison Burton and Todd Gilliland last year for Rookie of the Year.
All decent names, thank goodness.
That's what that. When you run races in the year before, you kind of don't think of them as rookie, and they're in their rookie season. That's the downside of that.
Right,
Boy, yeah. That surprised the hell out of me when you said our Rookie of the Year won the Daytona 500. I'm like, really? Was it rain shortened? No, it wasn't. Well, it was deservedly won, no doubt. Well, thanks for tuning in. That was Ed, thanks for finally getting Larry McReynolds trapped so he couldn't get away from us anymore. That was really neat, and he sounded like he enjoyed himself, and I appreciate that. And thanks to John Everett for being on and giving us a lowdown on Road America. God, they're busy at that place, no doubt. The crazy place to be, and if you have never gone to a race there, let this be the first time you go. For all of us, we want you to remember that real race cars have doors, even if they do climb in through the windows. Let's Talk NASCAR is produced and directed by Dangerous Dan Margetta. Our engineer is Matt Losi. For all of us involved with the program, we appreciate you taking time and having us on your radio on a Sunday morning. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next week, everybody.
This program has come to you live from multiple locations via Skype. Any and all comments expressed on this show do not necessarily express the opinions of this station, its employees, or advertisers. Your comments are always welcome at mail@ltnradionetwork.com. Find us at facebook.com/LTN Radio Network. And thank you for your support since 1985. Tune in again next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the LTN Hour on the LTN Radio Network.
Leftovers or the DMV number 97 or house cleaning. Chumba Casino always brings the fun. Play over 100 different games online for free from anywhere. You could redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. Live the Chumba life. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.